fellow Singaporeans, good afternoon. Every country needs to grow its economy. Otherwise, there will be no resources to improve the life of the people. However, we must always remember that economic development is only a means to the end, not an end objective in itself. Our end objective must be social progress for our people, providing you with meaningful jobs, meaningful career, for you and your family to live a meaningful life. Today, I will focus on PMEs, professional, managerial, and executives. As an open economy, we are more affected by the ups and downs in the region and the world. From 1997 to 2003, we went through not one, not twice, not three times, but 4 times of downturn in a short span of 6 years. Our last downturn was in the global financial crisis in 2008, and maybe the next one is already on its way here. Against this backdrop, the global environment has become more and more difficult, resulting in sticky global unemployment, at the same time, sticky global wages in many countries. Against this backdrop, here in Singapore, we are doing much better than most other countries. Our youth unemployment is low, in fact, one of the lowest in the world. Our graduate unemployment, in fact, of all the countries that are more developed, there are only 5 countries with a graduate unemployment of less than 3%. And guess what? Singapore is one of them. The world is facing the problem of wage stagnation, but not in Singapore. Our median wage of the PMETs has continued to move up in the last 5 years. In nominal term, it went up by more than 35%. In real term, after offsetting for inflation, it went up by 20% in the last 5 years. Isn't that good? Even so, we are still concerned. From the public emails I receive on a regular basis since I came into the Ministry of Manpower about 3 months ago, there are young PMEs who are unable to secure jobs that they want. Why? Because employers say that you do not have the working experience. Mature workers, some of them affected by changes in their business, lost their jobs, they too have problem trying to make mid-career switch. Either they don't have the skill, the expertise, or in some cases, the cut in wages is just way too deep for them to bear. Many also feel the competition from foreign PMETs in Singapore. I feel their frustration and stress. This is why we have tightened the inflow of foreign PMEs. Since our policy announcement in Budget 2010, the annual increase in employment pass and S-pass has dropped by 70%, 70, not 17, but 70%. The drop in the annual increase of employment pass holder was even more drastic, from a high of 30,000 a year to an average of only 1,000 a year in the past 3 years, a drop of more than 90%. These measures to tighten the inflow of foreign PMEs have been effective. Our Singaporean core is holding steady in our workforce. the ratio of local workers to foreign manpower in Singapore today stays stable at 2:1. 2/3 local manpower, 1/3 foreign manpower. If we exclude construction, which is the sector of least interest to Singaporeans, the ratio is actually 3:1. 3/4 local manpower and 1/4 foreigner. But the strengthening of Singaporean core is never done. We have some very important immediate priorities. Firstly, we must tackle the local concentration of foreign PMEs in Singapore. Working alongside with our local PMEs, our foreign PMEs in Singapore are making good contribution to our economy, and we appreciate that. However, local concentration of foreign PMEs is undesirable, be it by locations, by industries, by companies, or by departments within the companies. I've made clear my stand in the Parliament recently that we will scrutinize these double weak companies. Double weaks means weak in their Singaporean core, at the same time, weak in their commitment to attract, to nurture our local PMEs. We will engage them to strengthen our Singaporean cores in this company, in this industry. Second, we need to speed up the transfer of knowledge, expertise, and capabilities from the foreign PMEs to our local PMEs. With keen global competition and rapid pace of technological advances, we need to help our local PMEs to upgrade, to update their skill, their knowledge, their expertise faster. One effective way, not the only way, is through capability transfer, so that our capability in Singapore among our local PMEs can be built up faster, so that our future Singaporean core will be in place to drive the future new economy of Singapore. Thirdly, we need to step up leadership development to strengthen Singaporean core at the top. The strength of Singaporean core is not measured in number or proportion of the workforce. 2/3 versus 1/3. 3/4 versus 1/4. Yes, it's important, but not good enough. Because more importantly, we need to look at the strength of Singaporean core in terms of the role played by local PMEs. Not just at the middle level, but also at the senior and at the top level. This is why, under the Skill Future movement, Skill Future leadership development is a core priority. Our commitment, our aim, is to nurture promising Singaporean PMEs to become future leaders of companies, industries, business community of Singapore and beyond. It's never easy to restructure the economy and to reposition the workforce. Once, the chairman of one of the leading companies of the world, he was very impressed by Singapore. He said that we manage our economy and our workforce like a Singapore Inc., Singapore Incorporated. He was very impressed. I thanked him for his compliment, but then I had to remind him the big difference between a corporation and a nation. As a global company, he could move his restructured operations to any cities in his country, or for that matter, to any country in the world. He could retrench his workers, those that are no longer relevant to the companies, do not fit into his new operation, and can continue to hire new ones. But I told him, for us, Singapore as a nation, there's only one location for us to restructure our economy, and that location is Singapore. At the same time, I also pointed out to him, companies can retrench workers, can hire new ones, but as a country, we will never, there's no such thing as retrenching our own citizens. We will, as a government, as a country, always take care of our people. Because our people are not just workers of companies. They are the brothers, our sisters of Singapore united. Dear Singaporeans, this is the reason why we must always succeed. Restructuring after restructuring, repositioning after repositioning. We must always succeed, and we must always stay special as an economy, as a workforce, as a society, as a nation. PAP, our commitment to you is that we'll never stop creating enough jobs for everyone, because we don't want Singaporeans to suffer the pain of unemployment. We're committed that we'll never stop creating enough skills in our people, because we don't want people to suffer from the pain of structural unemployment. We'll never stop creating jobs of better and better quality, because we don't want Singaporeans to suffer the pain of underemployment. And these are not just words or election slogans. These are our commitment to you and to your children. We've come this far together for the last 50 years. Together, we can do it again to create better jobs, better careers, and for our people to live a better life. So let us do it together, with you, for our children. Majulah Singapura!